bá ń gbọ́n tó ń sẹ́ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́ tó tún milẹ̀ tì ẹ̀jẹ̀ méjì kì í já ìkànnì aláyọ̀ rédíò ló ń dún tó tún kilẹ̀ fàlàfàlà má gbé kúrò ń bẹ̀ ó ń dùn mọ́ nínú.
Its first beat.
Good evening, my wonderful people. How are you doing? You've been working since morning. I hope the work is going well and I hope it is ending well as usual. Hope the day is not going stressful. It's a wonderful Tuesday, of course, because it's a wonderful Tuesday. And in case you don't know, what are we about to do this wonderful evening? As you all know, it's already 5 p.m. like 5 minutes past 5. And what are we about to do this wonderful evening? Yes, we want to dive into the amazing world of third cycle. Now we turn everyday issues into real conversation. We chat and we discuss, catch fun, and even learn something from it. Yeah, of course, we're still on flashback. We're still on flashback. And what are we talking about in flashback? We are discussing about the olden days versus this present nowadays that we are using now. Of course, that's what we are doing on flashback talk cycle. And today we are going into another dimension. Yeah, we are going into another episode on flashback. Yeah, yesterday we discussed about marriage, the way they used to do the marriage in the olden days compared to nowadays. And today, what we want to discuss is about the conflict. Yeah, before nowadays, before this time, how did Nigerians settle conflict? Think before we start using police and courts of law right now, how do we used to settle our conflict? Yeah, that's what we want to discuss this wonderful evening, and I think that is going to be bringing us to an end of flashback for the week. Then next week we're going to dive into another fantastic episode. Of course, you may be wondering what she's saying, all this why. Yeah, you are listening to Alayo Online Radio TV Ibadan, and I am Oluwatoyin Elebute, your radio angel on this show Talk Cycle, and we are treating flashback. Yeah, that's what we are doing right now. And in case you just joining for the first time, I will advise you please kindly stay tuned. Please stay because we're going to catch a lot of fun and it's going to be very excited because at least we are going to learn from it. So please stay tuned. And guys, you know the code, you know the slogan. Simple, just tell someone that is going to tell somebody else to join us right now on Alayo Online Radio TV. So that's how it goes. So that we run it together. You know that you already and you can't do it alone. And with your help, we are going to do it and it's going to get smoother. Yeah, we want to talk about the way they settle conflict back in the days of our forefathers compared to nowadays. That's what we want to talk about this wonderful evening. Yeah, let's quickly dive into it. Yes, settle conflict. Police and court of law arrived in today Nigeria. So today we will now go, like as usual, if I may ask a question. Let me ask a question. Did anyone really knows how they used to settle the conflict? Like how the conflict is being settled back in the days of the forefathers? Did anyone know how they used to do it? No, we don't know. But at least from the helps of grandma, grandpa, and folk tales, we would know it. So that's what we are going to dive into this wonderful evening, and we are already into it. So please stay tuned and enjoy. Yeah, how do we settle conflict settlement? How do we settle problems before police station becomes second home of some people? Because before the police station, the prison yard becomes the second home of some people. And I will sue you to court. I will sue you to court. Become a daily threat in Nigeria. How do we usually settle conflict? How did it goes back in the days of the forefathers? How did they really do it? That's what we are going to discuss. Yeah, according to the episode flashed back, it made us to know that back then, if you and your neighbor has an issue, you won't call any police, like you won't see any police, but only thing you're gonna see, once you just see one chair inside your compound, just know that the meeting have start. And then you just see elders, the village members, everybody will just sit down and they will start talking, argument, a lot of noise, arguments will just go everywhere. And before you know it, the case will be settled once and for all. But compared to today, any little thing, even something that is not to call it police, help me to call my lawyer, bring the police, call the police. Like compared to back of then in the olden days, how did they used to do it? You see, if you have a conflict with your neighbor, I think maybe your parents, even your husband or wife, the only thing that can settle it back then was elders. And then those elders, they have their own dignity because they were raised by any, nobody can disrespect the elders. But today, I believe that if some people even see an elderly man without money, they want to match the man's head down self because he don't have money. But back then, rich or poor, the elders are very, very respectful in the community, in the society, in the village compared to now. Yeah, like I said, if you have an issues with your partner or maybe your neighbor back in the olden days, immediately you see bench inside your compound. Just know that the meeting is about to start. And if you can't cooperate with the elders, I bet you they don't have law, they don't have court that time. They don't. Who is lawyer? Their lawyer is the king. The king that is ruling the village. If the elders can't settle it back then in your compound for you, they are going to sue you to the Oba's palace. Like you are going to go to the Obi palace, the king's palace. That is where they are going to do the final judgment. And back then, their village is not where you can say, because I can't cooperate with them, I had to leave. Where are you going? Where are you going? See, if you want to leave, they will just rather vanish you from the kingdom, they will vanish you from the village, and you will go inside the forest. Because if you go to another village, the village that maybe you didn't go to marry there, like they won't accept you there. So if you are leaving your village back then, is either you get vanished into the forest or you die. That's it. But today everybody have his own freedom. If you think maybe the place you are presently is not being satisfied by you, you can just walk out and go to any other place you like. But back then, no way. You have to cooperate, you have to do whatever the elders or the king want you to do compared to now.
First beat.
Yeah, as I was saying, Though we can say that that way of settlement has expired, it is bygone right now in this present Nigeria. But I can assure you that some people are still they still abide to it. Like some small village, small some states that maybe I think that area has not been developed. They are just bringing themselves up. They are still using that slogan. They are still using that me. They are still using that type of let's say that type of judgment. They are still using it in the village. Go to some like all this kind of ocean. I think it's even in Abeokuta side, even in this Ibadan. Some people are still doing farm work, and then I think they used to call that place Abuli. So if they are there and they have the person ruling them there, it is called Bale or maybe the king over there. So if they have any issues, that's the person that will settle it for them. But right now, I won't assure it being good because there is bribe everywhere right now. Even if someone offend anybody, once the king or maybe the ballet is being bribed by the person, he's going to pass a wrong judgment. But compared to back then in the days of our forefathers, if you did anything wrong, they will judge you according to what you do. Nobody is going to support or oppose anybody. But today, in our own Nigerian today, bribing is everywhere. But let's say bribing and corruption is everywhere. So if someone do something, if he bribe the person that wants to pass the judgment onto them, the case is settled. But trust me, when I said some people are still imitating it, though we still have some honest people. Yeah, we still have some people that are being sincere and they're still using that method. They're still using the method and I bet you the method is still working perfectly. It's still working. Back in the olden days, problems are not usually hidden. It's not usually hidden. Like I said yesterday on marriage, husband and wife. If a husband and wife have a quarrel, before you know it, you will see three aunties like three uncles. They will sit in their parlor waiting for them, and the husband and the couples will just be like, why are you here? They will say, calm down. We heard something happened. They will just be like, what happened? Who told you? That would be did anything? They will just sit the couples down and say, oh yeah, explain what really happened, and they will just be shocked. But today, Nigerian, we have our privacy. After marriage, some people will go to any place they like, and the family cannot even monitor them. But compared to then, the family usually monitor the couples so that there won't be conflict, so that the marriage will go peacefully. Yeah, back then family meeting was like a serious business. It was like a serious business. Family meeting was like a serious actually compared to today Nigerian. Yeah, before you know, I think like I said, you hear that one uncle will just clear his throat like what really happened between two of you? Oh yeah, explain yourself. What happened? And they know bond them well. Like those couple, they must explain what happened and they must settle. There is nothing like the privacy is ours. We have our privacy. Let's run it by ourselves. There is nothing like that. What is privacy back then? There is nothing like privacy compared to today on, like I said. Yeah, and even if they just decide maybe they want to argue a lot of argument like no, we are not going to settle anything or like that. Like maybe one of the auntie will just put join math in the conversation like we don't used to do like this in this family. I think that still exists, but it's not with three hearts they are doing it now. We don't used to do like this in this our family. I don't know where you guys are coming from. What's the meaning of this? And before you know, everybody will just shut up. They will just abide to what the elders, what the family want them to do, and there will be peace again in the marriage. Compared to today, Nigeria, once a wife said, "I'm fed up, I'm not doing it again," before you know it, oh yeah, let's go and collect divorce later. We are not like like Azal. Back then, what is divorce? Who know divorce? is another part. This is another part of it. Now, the most serious one is that if you see if two families should fight back then, no, they used to live in peace. They used to live in peace. So we also, I'm not saying that we are not living in peace. So present Nigeria now, we are living in peace, but everybody is just doing mind your business. But then they will stay together. Like we see small village, everybody, little children, grandparents, there will be plenty there, and they are living in peace. So in any family, if there should be a fight, no need to say go and call police or call my lawyer. You will see the elders in the compound. They will just put the chair outside. There's nothing like go and bring the mic. There's nothing like lawyer. There's no evidence file. There's nothing like where is the evidence file of the quarreling. You will sit down, the elders will talk, and everybody will bring his own opinion on how to settle the case. And if the murmuring is too much, if one elder should do that alone can solve the whole problem. Yes, that alone can solve the whole problem.
It's first beat.
Yeah, why did I say that? Because back then nobody was ready to get disappointed in the elders. No one wants to hear any elderly man or elderly woman say I am disappointed in you, because it is a very great sacrilege back then. If an elderly person should be like maybe upset with you, so everybody including the youth then, they used to respect themselves. They know whatever they want, they do whatever the elders want, so that no one is going to be disappointed in them. So with that, good or bad, whatever the elders want them to do, that is what they are going to do for the peaceful living of the community. Trying to say that is to say that back then in the olden days system, they focus on peace of the community than punishment. Compared to today, the goal then was like, let there be peace. Compared to today, that let him rot in the prison, we are going to rot in the prison. The goal was let the community don't get scattered. Compared to today, that if we want to scatter, let everything scatter. Like again. Back then also, if you should steal goats, if you steal yam, anything you steal, you are going to return it peacefully. If you are being caught, the way you steal it, that is how you are going to return it peacefully. No argument. Instead, they might just say you should pay a little fine, then followed by apology. Compared to today, those people there, like, they wanted restoration, and they don't need destruction. Anything that can destroy the community, they don't. But today, any little argument like this, police station, everybody, let's go to police station. Everybody will just take themselves to police station. Any little argument like this, help me to call my lawyer. My lawyer was like, why? We are even the case that is not, maybe we should just sit down and settle it among ourselves. Because of greediness, because of wickedness, station, yeah, let everybody go to police station. It's not fair. Like what I'm trying to say, if we should welcome the old, I don't mean we should welcome all of them. Like, just share it into two, or even equal half, then welcome it into this system. I think it's going to work well for us. Yes, it's going to work well.
It's first beat.
Everybody on TikTok, I can see you. You're welcome. Blessed boy, I can see you. Welcome. And I can see you. Everybody, I can see you. You are welcome. You're welcome, and I hope you're enjoying it. Don't forget to like, share, and also comment. Let's rock it together. Yeah, still on flashback. It is Alayo Online Radio TV, and you're listening to your radio angel. What are we talking about? We're talking about flashback, the way we settle conflicts back then compared to today's. Yeah, as I was saying before, it was called elders, but now it is called lawyer. Any small thing, lawyer. Any small thing, lawyer. Back then, any small thing called the elders. Any small thing called the elders. Now it is lawyer, lawyer, lawyer. Can you see that wahala is everywhere? That's different folks for different things, and that is mindset. It depends on everyone's mindset. Yeah, like I said earlier, I said back then they were living in peace. Everybody knew each other. Though why in this about Nigerians today, we cannot say we all can know ourselves. Okay, can someone from Lagos now go to Abeokuta and said he knows someone there? No, it's not possible. Or can someone from Abeokuta come over, like come all the way to this Ibadan that we are right now and said he knows someone here? Unless it's your family member, that's when you're going to know the person. Because back then, compared to back then, they just stay in a small village, and that's the reason why they know each other, they know themselves. But today in our own Nigeria, if we want to welcome that style back, it's not easy for us. We can't cope with it because we are not going to know ourselves unless the people living within our own communities, our own society, that's what we are going to know. And that's not possible because everybody have a duty to play, everybody have his own business to face. But when it comes in times of settlement, what I'm just trying to say, wherever you may be it Abeokuta, be it Lagos, be it Abuja, just try to welcome, have part of the olden days settlement, the way they settle their conflict, welcome it back. Don't use angriness, don't use your anger, don't use like when you're being provoked, don't use it to face someone. Just try to welcome a little bit. If it is something that someone can sit down and settle it, let's try to sit down and settle it rather than out of wickedness. I'm going to call my lawyer. Out of greediness, let's go to police station. It's not fair. It's not fair. At least some little cases are happening that we can just sit down and settle it. But because of greediness, because of wickedness, some people are just court, going to police station, and that's not fair. It's not fair. Back in the days of our forefathers, there was not like that. They live in peace. Though I can't say that there's no wicked people then. There were wicked people then, but at least they are not common compared to today. If you want to check the people that they are very wicked, might even see the person you don't supposed to, the person you don't expect, you can even see the person there. So everybody is betrayer now. No, everyone can betray anybody. Then, if you know what you are doing, you will know where you are going, and that's it. So do not let me to misquote you, and you also listening to me, don't misquote me. I'm not trying to say that the present way we are living our lifestyle is not good. It is good. At least we should try to welcome it. We have lawyer now, we have police, we have judges. It is all good. It is good, and I think like it really makes sense. Yes, it really makes sense. But maybe just maybe, to my own opinion, I don't know your own opinion, I just think we should welcome the old wisdom back. Yeah, we should welcome the old knowledge, old wisdom back. We should welcome it back, and I think it's gonna work well with us when it comes to settlement of conflict. Because sometimes all this just need a small plastic chair, just need a bench outside, then a serious elder, let's say one serious elders, even though they are not plenty elder, to just, oh yeah, both of you apologize right now, and that's it. You will see two children or maybe two adults have a case. The next thing, if they can't settle it alone, let them go to police station. Azal now, azal. If an elderly man that is sincerely, that have the heart of God, should stand and just say, oh yeah, the both of you apologize right now and do the needful thing. There is no need for police station. I bet you the case will be settled. But today, any small thing, let's go to police station. It's not fair. So our time is against us. Our time is against us. I just think we're going to be pausing here for now. And this is flashed back on Talk Cycle. I hope we gain a lot of things all this while in flashback. We've talked a lot of things. It's the diet, the way we dress, the way they do things in the olden days compared to now. We have talked a lot of it, and I think we have also discussed about the people ruling us before the presidents and governors arrived in Nigeria. So I think we have discussed a lot in flashback. So in this one we are going to be ending flashback here. Next week we are coming up with another sweet and fantastic, amazing episode still on Talk Cycle. Don't forget to join me tomorrow on Public Connect. It is the relationship palaver gist. We are going to talk about relationship. How is your relationship? Is it shaking? Is it in the middle? Is it running out? So that's what we're going to be talking tomorrow on Public Connect. You can also join me there tomorrow. Don't forget that before we started having lawyers, there was elders that do settle, some that do settle conflict. So just put that in your brain. And that is it for this evening. This is Alayo Online Radio TV Ibadan, and I am your radio angel on the show, Oluwatoyin Elebute. This is where we are going to pause for this evening. I love you all of you that join me on TikTok, appreciation on Facebook. We are there. I really appreciate you all. Appreciation. Thank you for listening, and I hope you get something on flashback. Yeah, we are moving now. We are going now. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's already late, and day is coming to an end. Enjoy the rest of your day. Love you all, and peace out.
First beat.
tó bá ń gbọ́